Alright, hello everyone. Apologies for the late start. I had to finish up some unrelated stream stuff. Or stuff unrelated to stream. And so I was a bit late getting started this, but we're here with Professor Layton, Chapter 6. Last time, we discovered that somehow Layton and Maya didn't die, even though they were totally executed and murdered. But yeah, apparently they're alive, and we ended up finding ourselves in the home of the witches themselves, chasing Bazella, who has now escaped, and we're gonna go head through her little secret entrance here. Chage managed to break down the door. The room itself looked as if a violent struggle had taken place. Whatever could have happened here? We do know that now that the now missing Great Witch was supposed to have been meeting with a guest of sorts. A guest that seems to turn out to be Inquisitor Bernard, which is certainly interesting considering he shouldn't even be out here in the first place. Quite the conundrum indeed. Well then, let us endeavor to clear up this mystery. Shall we, Miss Faye? Yeah, last stream was quite the revelation in many, many ways. And I mean, we're now in the final 3 chapters of the game. Or sorry, I guess 4 chapters. We haven't finished chapter 6. We're in the final 4 chapters of the game, so it's definitely time for some. This is currently Layton gameplay right now, where I don't think we get another court case until I think after this chapter. I think next week will be a court case, so this one should just be exploration.
Exist underground.
So this was, they found this after going through the secret passage in Bazella's room, who presumably Bazella also went through because there was no other way out of that room.
This place is totally different from Labyrinthia.
And we're currently still
like
outside of, we're still currently outside of Labyrinthia. We have left the walls. So is like Inquisitor Bernard, which is strange because that shouldn't be possible for him.
A long-forgotten remnant of the past. It does stir up a desire to explore.
Come on, Professor. Let's go explore this place.
I'm afraid that finding the Great Witch is our utmost priority, Miss Faye.
Okay. In that case, let's hurry up and catch her so we can do some serious exploration of these ruins.
Indeed. Archaic ruins are my speciality, after all.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot you're an archaeologist, Professor.
Now then, shall we begin our search?
Maya sounds like a grown woman, not a child. Sounds so weird. Yeah, if you ever watched the Phoenix Wright anime, comparing this voice to that voice, this voice is way better. I don't know if she's voiced in like the later Phoenix Wright games, but at least with the anime, I was not a fan of that voice. I don't know what she sounds like in Japanese, but at least for English, this is like a way better voice acting direction. Lying at the end of the secret passage leading from the mansion were some underground ruins lit by pools of water. What is the deep purpose of these ruins lying deep within the forest? As an archaeologist, I have to wonder why a huge underground space such as this was constructed. Mine being convicted of murder is a very interesting twist for the game to go in. Yes, it's very interesting. So interesting that they've done it like 4 times now, at least that we've seen on stream. Well, I guess, no. 3. Tech 3. She wasn't accused of murder in the second game. I gotta keep reminding myself of that. She was only kidnapped in the second game. This door won't budge. Looks like it needs a key to open. I bet you the Great Witch is on the other side of this door. Yes, that is a possibility. However, there is still another room nearby that we have yet to explore. Okay, Professor. We should go check out that other room first, then. Oh, right. Yeah, there's a side room. How did I miss that? You can see the path there on the screen. Although I guess technically we didn't have access to it, so it's not my fault. Convicted and prosecuted for it. Yeah, no, that still happened like 3 times. Well, actually, wait. in the third game, was she convicted? She was blamed for the potential. She would no. You know what? You're right. She was not on trial for that one. They took her in for questioning, but I don't recall her actually being was being convicted or prosecuted for murder. They thought she did it, but I don't think it ever actually came to a charge. So I guess it only happened twice. But it got really close. I'm going to say 2.5. Let's go with 2.5. I wonder what this room is. There's stone statues everywhere. Say, Professor, is it me, or these stone statues all look really sad? I agree. There's a certain air of sadness to them. They almost seem to be in pain. Oh, they're giving me the chills. Oh, come on, Professor. I know being creeped out by statues seems kind of silly, but you don't have to laugh at me. No, Miss Faye. That was not me. So glad you could finally make it, Professor Herschel Layton. As I thought, it was you that led us here. Tell us, what secret lies within these ruins? Now. I think you're capable of journeying to the beginning and finding out the truth all on your own. The beginning? Have you ever wondered why the storyteller started writing the story in the first place? More importantly, why does he continue to write it? The answers to those questions are located within these very ruins. If that is true, then might I ask why you are sharing this information with us? Simple. I want you to get closer to the truth. I'm afraid you'll have to work out the rest for yourselves. But I'm sure that's child's play for a gentleman of your caliber. What exactly are you plotting? When the light of truth shines upon the hidden darkness of the first story, the legendary figure will rise. The great witch Bezella. Wait, so she's not Bezella? Huh? But you're Bezella, aren't you? Me? Bezella. I hate to disappoint you, but you've got the wrong person. Yeah, but the Shades were calling you the Great Witch. Ah, yes. They did indeed call me by such a name. However, that was for an entirely different reason. I'm afraid she is correct, Miss Faye. This person is not Bezella. Huh? The real Bezella would never expose herself so freely. It would place her in far too much danger. It would be tantamount to turning herself in. Also, there was something very strange about those shades in the forest. Strange? One must wonder, why they would consider her the Great Witch when there is no magic present here. Ah, that's true. So much has happened so far, but none of it was related to any magic. When we met in the Eldritch Woods, and even now, you had something you wanted us to find. If you were truly Bezella, there would be no reason for you to lead us along such a manner. That is correct. I am not Bezella. Rather, I actually wish to meet with Bezella. And that moment will soon come to pass. The truth lies with your cute new friend. Until we meet again. Please, wait. We're not finished yet. I can't hear her voice anymore. I think she's gone. It would appear so. You have your driver's permit test on the 15th. Oh, dang. That's probably like a... I don't know. I always thought that was probably a very nerve-wracking event, but it was one that I didn't want to participate in, so I chose not to do it. I don't have any first-hand experience with that sort of thing. All I know is driving's fucking terrifying, and I'm glad I'm never going to do it. But good luck nonetheless. Hope it goes well. I hear driving is fun, despite how dangerous it can be. That witch wasn't Bezella after all, huh? It would seem our great witch has been demoted to a mere witch. Oh man, and here I thought we finally managed to catch Bazella. Remember what she said, Miss Fey. When we find the truth, we will find Bazella. Say, Professor, when we do find the real Bazella, do you think this will finally be over? I mean, everything. The witch trials, that fake fire pit. Do you think it'll all finally come to an end? Yes, I do. Bazella is at the root of all disaster in Labyrinthia. If we catch her, then everything should come to an end. Then we know what we've got to do. Let's go, Professor. Maybe there's a clue or two around in these ruins somewhere. Of course. We cannot afford to stop just yet. Let us move on, Miss Fey. Huh? I wonder what that sparkly thing was just now. Oh, something seems to have fallen. It appears to be a key. You think the witch dropped it? Judging by the patterns on this key, it would appear to have some sort of connection to these ruins. Yeah, it definitely does. Remember that huge door back near the entrance? I bet it's related to that door. My spirit medium's instinct is never wrong. The spirit medium's instinct, you say? Well then, let us head back and check. Yeah, but, you know, that witch must be pretty absent-minded to just drop her key like that. That's something Nick would do. I'm not sure that's entirely the case. Perhaps she intended to drop it here. Really? But why would she do that? So we can continue to move deeper inside the ruins, naturally. Oh, you mean she's trying to lead us to the beginning? Yes, precisely. Boy, she really wants us to find this truth, huh? Whatever that may be. We could not have asked for a better clue, even if there is an ulterior motive behind it. If it is the truth she would like us to find, then we must be prepared to face it. All right, hold on to your hat, Professor, because the Order of the English Gentleman and Feisty Spirit Medium is coming through. Haha, a most ambitious title if there ever was one. Let us head to the entrance, Miss Fey. Corey's a certified driver. Hey, I don't hate driving. Let me be clear, I don't hate driving, I'm just fucking terrified of doing it myself. I don't trust myself to have good judgment on the road. I'm doing everyone else a favor by staying off the road. Witch that captured a spell in London and who turned the professor into gold is the Great Witch, who leads the shades in the Eldritch Woods. This so-called Great Witch was not, in fact, Bazella. I feel as if she is trying to nudge me into ascertaining something. So there's more than one Great Witch, eh? Maybe it's like a title you pass down. Right. Mr. Wright. We made it outside. The coast looks clear. Ow. Sheesh, my back is killing me. I think that elderly woman left for a break now. To be honest, I was a little nervous there for a second. By the way, where are we? Isabella, do you know? No, I've never seen this place before. There isn't a forest like this anywhere in Labyrinthia. We must have traveled quite a distance. Did you guys see that just now? Huh? My, I wonder who that is. That's quite an odd outfit they have on. Right then, how about I go over and ask where we are? Wait, are you serious? But they're wearing such weird outfits. What? As if you're wearing something perfectly normal, Phoenix. You don't really blend in yourself. Now, Mr. Wright, you mustn't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, you're right. What was I thinking? I'm sure this guy will be very talkative. Excuse me. Could you perhaps tell us where we are? This is Eldritch Woods. An outside world that exists away from the story. An empty world. A world with no official existence. A world unwritten in the annals of history. An outside world? Eldritch Woods? All who dwell in these woods live as shades, each bound to their tasks. What do you mean by their tasks? Could it be? Are you new recruits? Why haven't you attended the Great Witch's orientation ritual? The great witch. Well, I can't help but feel he's giving us the most disapproving looks right now. You must see her right away. We exist to carry out our tasks, nothing more. Hey, wait! He's gone! Well, that was strange. Could that have been... Do you know what that was about, Spella? There's a fairy tale that is often told to the children in Labyrinthia. What kind of fairy tale? It's a story about a secret forest where the souls of witches sentenced to burn in the flames wander around. A secret forest? The souls cannot be seen by the living, and they say anyone who is able to see them is possessed by the evil spirit. A forest of wandering souls? Maybe this is the forest mentioned in that story. But I mean, it's just a kid's fairy tale, right? Well, if that story's true, does that mean the person we just spoke to is a witch's spirit? No way. Wait, hold on. Remember how we got here? We came through that cage in the fire pit all the way down here. Which means... I think there's a very good chance that witches are connected to this forest. And if I'm right, that means a certain someone must be here somewhere. We're coming for you, Maya. We should go check out the forest then. Mr. Wright, Spella, I hope you're ready. Yes. Maybe we'll find clues as to Maya's whereabouts. Yeah. Alright guys, let's get going already. Our first stop is that creepy looking haunted house up ahead. Wright must feel terrible for failing to save Maya, huh? Oh, I'm sure he does. I mean, considering Maya's family is like pretty much completely dead. Or in jail for life. Like, she doesn't have anyone left. What is this place? It looks like a workshop of some sort. I wonder what's being mixed inside those cauldrons. Well, maybe it's a witch's potion? Do you smell that? Do you think it's coming from the liquid inside? I feel like I've smelled this scent before. Luke? I don't think it's a good idea to breathe in too much of this scent. That's probably why all those people are wearing masks. What? Do you think they could be wearing gas masks? So this room could possibly be a little more hazardous to our health, huh? I think we better move on for now. I think my sinuses are stuffy. Mr. Wright, look! There's another door on the other side of the room. What it looks like there's no toxic gas there. I don't know if I'd call it toxic just yet. Anyway, we need to proceed with our search, so let's go. That's right, Phoenix, stay positive. Fingers crossed, no one here gets lung poisoning. Is that blood? Room is covered in it. What could have happened here? Oh, no, wait, this doesn't seem to be blood. Huh? There... You smell that? It smells like that liquid they're making in the room back there. You know, now that you mention it, I think this is that liquid. Oh, thank goodness. So that probably means no one was hurt here, right? I guess not. Still, something clearly happened here. Huh? Mr. Roy, Espella, look over there. Was that a secret passage behind the chandelier? Hey, good eye, Luke. I wonder where it leads. It looks pitch black in there. So, should we go inside? Of course. We're on an investigation, aren't we? Right. What's this? Luke, are you scared? Oh, you've got it all wrong. Oh, I'm perfectly fine in the dark. No problems at all. Right then. I'll be right behind you, Mr. Wright. Yep, he's scared. I'm right behind you as well, Mr. Wright. You're scared too, huh, Espella? Thanks, guys. Who do I get to walk behind then? I mean, you know, if you walk fast enough, you'll catch up to Maya and Layton, and then you can walk behind them. Wow. Who would have thought there'd be some ancient underground ruins here? Wow. This place is amazing, isn't it? Look at all those large pillars in that stream of water. Everything here looks so old. I've never seen anything quite like it. And you say this kind of place is called a ruin, is it? Oh yeah, I guess you don't really have any ancient ruins like this within Labyrinthia, huh? Ancient ruins? Something wrong, Luke? Well, this reminds me of the professor. If he were here, he could tell us anything we wanted to know about these ruins. Ah, that's right. Professor was an archaeologist. Yeah. Sometimes I can almost hear the professor's kind words calling out. Even now I can almost hear his voice. Professor? Me too. I can almost hear the professor's voice. And Maya's too. I think I hear them as well. Come to think of it, it really is like we can actually hear them. Professor, over here. Those voices just now, it has to be... Yeah, there's no mistaking it. Professor! Professor! Luke, what are you doing here? Professor, it's really you. I thought you'd never come back. Even though deep down I believed the spell could be broken somehow, there were times I just wasn't sure it was possible. Professor. I'm so sorry, my boy. I've caused you quite a bit of worry. Professor, you're alright. Professor, what about Maya? I thought I heard her voice too. Ah, yes. Not to worry, Mr. Wright. Rest assured, Miss Faye is just... Yo, Nick! Hey, Nick! Nick! Maya, am I dreaming? Is it really you? Yep. Professor and I are real as real can be. You have no idea how relieved I am. Really, I've never been so happy to see you. I'm really sorry, Nick. You must have been worried sick. It's just, well, I wanted to do something to help with Spella, you know? No, it's not your fault, Maya. It's mine. If only I'd helped you sooner, then none of this would have happened. And you wouldn't have been dropped into that pit of fire. I thought I'd never see you again, Nick. I'm really sorry. Come now. Everyone here did the best that they could. That is what enabled us to power through the hardship and reunite. That is what I believe. Yeah, you're right, Professor. Right you are, Professor. Good old Professor Layton logic. Logic's so good, it'll leave you good as gold. Right, Professor? Indeed, Miss Faye. He's not gonna be able to live that one down, getting turned to gold like that. I'm so glad you're all okay. Maya, are you hurt? Are you suffering from any burns? And Professor, has your arm been properly reattached to your body? We're quite alright, Dispel, I assure you. You may rest easy. Yeah, look, we're perfectly fine. Oh, thank goodness. Spella? Spella looks super relieved. We're entirely unharmed, Dispella. Please, dry your tears. Look what you started, Nick. Everyone got all sappy and now you made a Spella cry. Mr. Wright, a gentleman must never ever make a lady cry. Well, why is it my fault? Thank you, everyone. Mr. Wright, you kept those two safe and out of harm's way. For that you have my utmost gratitude. No problem, Professor. I honestly could have done it on my own. Luke and Dispella really helped me when I needed it the most. Likewise, I should be thanking you for keeping Maya safe. Thank you so much. Not at all, Mr. Wright. After all, it is a gentleman's duty to help a lady in need. Nick, you should really learn to be a proper gentleman like the professor here. Huh? I'm not too sure I'd be able to pull off the whole top hat look for one. Oh no, now I need to see Phoenix in a top hat. Mr. Wright, it is an honor to once again team up with you. No matter what challenges may lie in our way, with your help I am certain we can overcome them. Let us go forth and solve the mystery that is Labyrinthia, shall we? Absolutely. We'll fight for a spell until the very end. Professor, I'm looking forward to working with you and putting an end to this mystery once and for all. It will be my pleasure, Mr. Wright. At least they mentioned the arm falling off. Well, I mean, Espella mentions it. She still seems to believe that he was actually turned to gold, but Layton doesn't seem to remember being turned to gold. I see. So that is what happened to Miss Kira. Yeah, that's why I think there's more to the witch's trials than meets the eye. Aha! So you figured out there was something fishy with that fire pit. The patented Nick investigation method. Dive headfirst into a pit and figure out it's not really a pit after all. Proven and tested. Wait, but isn't it technically a pit? Maybe I don't actually know the definition of a pit. But I think I would call what that thing, the hole in the ground that's in the courtroom, a pit. But that's just me. There is a bottom to it. That makes it a pit. It's not bottomless. But even if it were bottomless, it would still be a pit. Anyway, that was how we ended up here. So, what about that great witch you said you ran into? We still do not know much about her. However, it seems she was the one responsible for leading us here. She also told us of a place containing many secrets regarding the storyteller's story. A place she referred to as the beginning. The beginning? You're saying my father's secrets are hidden here? As I suspected. You have never heard of this place, correct? Where was the statue taken during the trial? That's a good question. I don't think we found that out yet. I don't know if we... I don't remember if we do. Yeah, it's a good question. Not sure where the statue went. That's right. This is also the first time I've ever seen these ruins. I think everything will be made clear when we get there. Labyrinthia, even the Great Witch. It is as the Great Witch said it would be. It's a bit scary, to be honest. Huh? I feel as if getting to the bottom of all this and exposing Labyrinthia's secrets will change everything. Knowing my father's secrets. Spella. Well, I think the old me would be absolutely terrified right now. She probably couldn't even go on. But I must stay strong. I must know the truth. I've been so blind to the truth this entire time. Because of you all, I'm finally able to see the world for what it really is. That's why I wanted to go along with you. We're all in this together. Get ready, Espella. This is going to be an adventure you'll never forget. Okay, Maya. I believe that large door on the other side of the room should lead us further inside. In that case, we should investigate immediately, right, Professor? Yes, that's right. I must say I've not seen you so excited in a while, my boy. Really? That's because he's just itching to get to solving some puzzles with you, Professor. Then we should not delay. Let's investigate that large gate ahead. Is it gonna have a puzzle? I hope it does. Hey, look at that! I figured the key wouldn't be that straightforward. Huh? Well, that's weird. There's no handle. It doesn't look like we'll be able to pull or push the door open. Since when do you need a handle to push a door open? Oh, look. It looks like there's a keyhole. But we don't have a key. Nick, what would you do without me? Safari! The professor and I found this back in the side room over there. It appears this key belongs to the door. Now watch as Maya the Magnificent works her magic and opens the door. Please, hold your applause. Take that! Huh? What seems to be the matter, Miss Faye? What gives? This key won't work. Maybe it's a fake. I like how your first instinct is to think the key is fake instead of just belonging to another door. But does not hastily jump to any conclusions. Look closely here. It appears this key is part of a puzzle. Right, a puzzle, you say? It would seem our progression will not be as easy as we thought. Alright then, if it's a puzzle that needs solving, that's your cue, Professor. Not quite, Mr. Wright. This puzzle requires your particular expertise. Wait, me? Your unique way of thinking may be crucial to finding the solution. Do not worry, you'll do fine. Remember, you've seen many different kinds of puzzles during our time here in Labyrinthia. I believe you're now well prepared to tackling any number of puzzles that may come your way. I'm not exactly sure that's true, but if there are any contradictions in this puzzle, I'll do my very best to point them out. Objectionable lock. There appears to be an intricate keyhole in the middle of this massive door. An inscription on the door reads, "The key to proceeding is in the key." If you recall, Maya tried unlocking the door with the key, but it would not turn. Strange indeed. Try using the key from different angles. Alright. So what are we working with the key here? Insert. Okay. Doesn't seem to work from this angle. What if we tried this way? Can I insert, please? Hello? You want me to try from different angles, and I can't even insert it from this angle. I don't know what you want. Okay, fine. We won't try it from that angle. Maybe that angle's bogus. What if we try from, like, a vertical angle? There's only so many ways I can rotate this key. And I can't even insert it to try them out. No, I didn't want to do it that way. I want to do it the other way. Oh, well. That didn't work either. That's not the way I wanted to put it in. I was hoping to put it in from, like, the square end. The key just won't turn. It gets stuck halfway through. It's like Maya said, there must be some special way of unlocking it. You just need to flip your way of thinking, that's all. It could be that we just need to flip the key too. I was trying to flip the key! You wouldn't let me! That's it, Maya. The key is in how you hold the key. Let's give it another shot. Yeah, you think I didn't know that? Why do you think the professor told me to do this? You know I can handle it. Huh? It's still not working. But we've tried everything. It just won't open. Must be some other way the key fits into the hole. Perhaps it would be wise to reevaluate our way of thinking. Oh, this is like the puzzle in all puzzles. Come on, Nick. Quit your whining. Where's that Ace Attorney spirit? Who's whining? Anyway, maybe we should try a little courtroom thinking on this one.
Hold it!
So, the problem is that we haven't been able to figure out what we have to do to get past this point. Have you spotted something, Mr. Wright? Yeah, you could say that. I think we've been thinking about this all wrong. That's why we haven't been able to see the true nature of this puzzle. Excellent, Mr. Wright. Let us clear our heads and give it another go, shall we? The key to proceeding is in the key. This must have something to do with the true nature of the key itself. Okay, so what was the hint? The key to proceeding is in the key. The key is in the key itself. The key is in using the key. The key is in the keyhole. Well, it says it's in the key. The key is in using the key. Well, we tried using the key. The key didn't seem to work. So the key is in the key itself. It must be this, right?
Objection!
The true nature of this puzzle lies in the very key itself. Take a closer look at the key. Notice the small gaps all around? We just have to move this and... there! The key to the key. Nice job, Phoenix, you broke it. So what do we do now? Professor, Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Indeed, these pieces appear to fit into something. It's a puzzle within a puzzle. A puzzle within a... Hey, Mr. Wright, that must mean the area around the keyhole is... Exactly. The pieces in the key are the key, and the space around the keyhole is the real keyhole. It turned out the key to solving this puzzle was in the key itself. The broken segments of the key seem to fit inside the space surrounding the keyhole. Solve this final piece of the puzzle to continue on. Wow, the puzzle, like, completely transformed. Alright, how are we doing this one? So just have to fit everything in here, hey? That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so we need to keep this one in mind. This one's gonna be the real tricky one here. Oh, wait, no it's not. There we go.
I await your verdict. No further objections.
Correct! The key fits perfectly into the hole, once it's broken into smaller pieces. As the massive door opens, you can feel the presence of another puzzle. Another puzzle? But we're still not close to the end. We can't have the puzzle gauntlet yet. Oh, that was awesome, Nick! Who'd have thought the key would have a completely different form? Oh, that's what I call thinking outside the box, Mr. Wright. But we put the key into the box. I don't think we ever left the box. Now we'll be able to continue through the ruins. It's all thanks to you, Mr. Wright. I don't really think I did all that much, though. You have my thanks as well, Mr. Wright. Such a unique skill as yours is no small feat, I assure you. With our combined efforts, I'm confident we can get to the bottom of the mystery's clouding labyrinth here. Absolutely, Professor. You know, it's been a good while since we were last able to team up. Indeed. Unfortunately, I've been a little less animate than usual of late. But hey, it all worked out in the end, and it's all thanks to the Professor's golden arm. Yeah, but still. The only reason we even got his arm back was because that pawnbroker returned it. We got really lucky, that's for sure. Did you say my arm was returned by a pawnbroker, Mr. Wright? If I may ask, what is the particular story behind that? Don't worry about it, Professor. It's probably best if we just keep on moving. Yes, a good idea, Mr. Wright. Let's go, Professor. That was so scripted, it barely felt like a puzzle. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that it was worth 50 picarats is definitely something. But I think like I mean, even in the actual Professor Layton games, you sometimes get some really stupidly easy puzzles that are worth more than they should be, but only because they're critical to the plot. Like those kind of puzzles exist in the actual Professor Layton games. You get like story puzzles that they're more about the spectacle than the actual thought put into it. What? There's fire in those statues. It would appear we've stumbled upon yet another very elaborate mechanism here. Hey, Luke, Spella, check this out. Those plants are glowing. Maya, that's actually luminous moss. Even though the moss looks like it's glowing in the dark, it's actually reflecting the light from its surroundings. Its unique cells are responsible for the mysterious green color. So it's actually reflecting light? I must say that was an incredibly detailed explanation, Luke. Of course, I am the Professor's apprentice after all. Look, check this out. If you poke the moss, it totally makes your finger glow. I say we try a little experiment. Stay still. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of moss all over you. That way you'll be as bright as the Professor. No, that's not funny. Please put that clump of down that clump of moss, Maya. What? Maya's just gonna like assault Luke. It's a good thing a lawyer is present. Looks like the tension level just took a big drop, huh? I think it's about time we saw some smiling faces, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Wright? Yeah, definitely. Having the whole gang together again is reason enough to smile, alright? Mr. Wright, let's give them some space and explore and ahead ourselves for the time being. Yeah, just stuff his face full of moss. That sounds like a great idea. I'm sure it tastes awesome. All that dirt and plant matter. Professor, looks like there's letters of some sort etched into the stone slate. This would appear to be some kind of ancient script. Huh. A real shame we can't read it. Mr. Wright, surely do you remember my occupation, do you not? Oh yeah. You said you're an archaeologist, right? Then that means you can actually read it? I cannot say for certain, but I will do my best to see what I can decode. Give me one moment. See, now that should be a puzzle. So the professor is an archaeologist trying to uncover the secrets of magic. Sounds like something out of a movie. Hey, Nick, what are you and the professor doing over there? We found some ancient writing on this stone slate. The professor is attempting to decipher it right now, so keep your voice down. It's so cool, in a really sciencey, geeky kind of way. Hey, where is Bella and Luke? Oh, them? They're over by the water trying to wash all the moss off Luke. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you must have had something to do with that, Maya. My apologies for the wait. I've managed to decipher the script. Wow, amazing, Professor. So don't keep us waiting. What's it say? Is it a clue about witches and magic? Or maybe it's Bazilla's secret evil plans for taking over Labyrinthia? I'm afraid not, Miss Faye. This slate appears to be a warning. A warning? Yes, allow me to read it out loud. Heed these words, those who enter through these gates of destruction. Do not proceed any further, or you will soon find yourself haunted with memories most terrifying. When this gate is opened and the dreaded sound heard once more throughout, the calamity shall befall us once again. The inner sanctum has been locked with the 3 seals. The first is the seal of Leviathan. Second is the seal of despair. The third is the seal of sages. Leave these seals in peace or face the dire consequences. Heed this warning well. Calamity? Haunted with memories most terrifying. Do you think it means Bazilla? If we continue on to the beginning, will we end up finding the real Bazilla? I mean, if it is the real Bazilla, it's probably just going to be a corpse in a box. Going strictly by what we've read so far, I would say that is the most likely scenario. But Bazilla is the one responsible for the appearance of witches and all the other misfortunes we've seen so far. Yet, what's written on the slate seems to say the opposite. It's almost like Bazilla was actually sealed away. And long ago, someone must have been able to break that seal and release her. That would explain why Bazilla is on the loose again. Guys, what should we do? I say we go on. Isabella? Didn't we all agree that we would seek out the truth no matter what? Well, if that's the case, then we cannot just turn our back now. Right you are, Isabella. We cannot abandon our duty and turn back. Although the road ahead may be fraught with danger, it is unlikely that we will have another opportunity like this to find out the truth. Yeah, we only have until the start of the parade. That doesn't give us much time. We have to find some decisive clues here. Like finding out who released Bazilla from her prison. Alright then, it's settled. Come on guys, let's saddle up. Too bright. Let's get going. Let's go find that corpse. First is the seal of Leviathan. I believe it may be referring to this very river. Perhaps we can find a clue somewhere nearby. Oh, I thought we would need, like, I don't know, the 4 crystals of light and some powerful weapons. Oh, it's just kind of shooting out of there, huh? Kind of like a river of souls. I don't think now's the time to be joking about that. I'm looking for more stuff to click. Oh, well. I mean, there's hint coins everywhere. Speaking of Calamity, the pre-orders for Glover open today. I forgot that's a thing, that they're porting Glover to fucking... What was it, like Switch and PlayStation are getting Glover? You know what? It's not a bad game. I have played Glover, and it's pretty enjoyable. It does hold up to some extent. It's very weird. Like, I could see that being a game that some like indie developer would make as like one of those retro N64. It feels like the kind of retro N64 game you would find on itch.io. Except it's actually from like 1998.
Professor, look! There's a hidden puzzle here. And quite an ancient one at that, my boy. I do wonder what sort of puzzle this could be. Most fascinating. I'll solve it straight away, Professor.
Is that game on? I don't think it's on the N64 thing. I think it was on. I'm pretty sure it was on a previous Nintendo console virtual console. Wasn't it? Like, wasn't it on the Wii or something? I don't think it's on the Switch though, as a VC game. Yeah, I think this limited run games remaster is like the first version that's coming to Switch. An enormous monster is after Luke. Touch the bomb icons on the touchscreen to drop a bomb in the monster's path and hinder its progress. Find a path that will drop all of the normal bombs. After they have been dropped, touch the golden bomb to deliver the final blow. Keep in mind, you cannot tread the same path twice. Okay, it's probably one of these puzzles. So we have to get to the golden bomb by touching all the other bombs first. Okay, I think I see a potential pattern here. There we go. That's why this one's only worth 20. Meanwhile, the key puzzle was worth 50 for some reason.
As you'd expect from a gentleman in training.
Oh yeah, it was on PC, wasn't it? Wasn't there like, there was like a prototype for Glover 2 that was leaked online or something at some point? Fantastic! The beginning is the most important part of these types of puzzles. Start off strong and you have nothing to fear. Actually, it says the beginning, but I solved that puzzle by working backwards. Because like I was looking at the final two that led into the gold bomb, and I was like, oh, well only one of these has an alternate path to it, so it must not be the last bomb. Oh, there! I didn't click on the right spot on the river. My bad.
Hey, there's something under the water. Looks like a stone path. You're right, Maya, but it doesn't look safe to cross with that current. You don't think we could somehow raise these platforms up and use them to get across, do you? Well done, my boy. It would seem we have discovered another puzzle. I believe these seals mentioned in the text are actually puzzles. Professor, would it be alright if I gave this puzzle a try? No need to worry, Espella. The professor will get us across in no time. But I want to do my part and help out too. Please let me help out. I must repay your kindness.
Spella.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout just now.
No need to apologize. You've made your feelings quite clear, Spella, and for that you have my thanks. Now then, we shall leave this puzzle to you. I know you'll be successful.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I won't let you down, Professor.
Yo, have we had an Espella puzzle yet? I don't think so. I think this might be the first one. Also the Evercade? Wait, like... Evercade. That sounds familiar. What was that? Oh, it was one of these things. It's like a little handheld... Oh, it was a console. I thought this... Yeah, this is just an emulator kind of device, right? I didn't know it had like native ports though. I thought it was just like an emulator and had like N64 stuff. Yeah, there was a PS1 port of Glover. I think it was like N64 and PS1 originally, and then it came to Steam at some point in the recent past for whatever reason. I mean, it's probably part of it isn't a result of it becoming meme status, but I mean the game's pretty good. Like, it's not an amazing N64 game, but it doesn't feel bad to play. It's pretty fun. I'd give it like a good 7, 7.5 out of 10 overall. Like definitely up there with other lower budget N64 classics. The Evercade looks like a scam. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a scam per se, but the thing you have to consider with those like weird little handheld devices is that they're very niche, and I don't really see the appeal of them personally. I think they're kind of neat from a novelty standpoint, but yeah, I wouldn't, the quality, I would, not in a scam way, but just like in a, this was probably made with a very low budget, and so the quality's probably not super duper great. There are 3 large platforms leading across the river. Each platform is being weighed down by large pieces of stone. Moving a stone block onto a platform will add additional weight and cause it to lower. Likewise, removing a stone block will cause the platform to rise. Use all the stone blocks to lower or raise the platform so they're at even height. Okay, what do we got here? So we got a big one here. So that's as high as it goes. We can't actually just make it, but we have to use all the stone blocks anyways. Okay, can we like... Wait, okay, if I take everything off here, they're not even, are they? No, okay. So that's the trick here, is that they're not even to begin with. They're all at different heights. So really, the big one should probably be on this one. And then we can fill the difference in with these other parts. Although... No, okay, well the thing is... So this one's already lower than every other platform, the one on the right. I feel like I shouldn't touch that one. It's also hard to tell if I'm making these even or not. Okay, those two are even for sure. But I have to use every block. There we go. That's it.
Don't worry, I can handle this.
The one on the left felt counterintuitive because it's like, why would I put the 2 heaviest blocks? Why would I have to put the 2 heaviest blocks on the thing? Success! That's one seal cleared. Now the real challenge begins. It actually uses cartridges? Oh, so the Evercade is like... It's not an emulation device. It's like an actual thing. Huh. Oh yeah, ROM cartridges, they each contain a number of emulated games. Interesting. So it's a... Is it only used... Does it have like just generic cartridges that you can load yourself? Or is it only use like things that people have made? Like actually release games? Weird. I like the boxes. They look kind of cool. They remind me of like Atari or ColecoVision era stuff, or even Amiga. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like the investment's worth it. Like, I guess that's the thing about those novelty consoles, is a lot of the time it doesn't feel like the investment's worth it from a practical standpoint. Like, what was that more recent one that came out? The that little yellow one with the crank? Like, shit like that. It looks kind of cool. It's neat that people are making games specifically for it. Playmate, that's what it was called. It was called the Playmate. And it's just like, it's this little thing, it looks like a Game Boy and it has a crank on it. And it's like, it plays original games made specifically for it, but it costs like $100 and something. And I think you still have to buy games on top of that. And like, I guess that's kind of neat. I mean, the fact that it has its own original games and stuff, but is it really something that, you know, you want to go out of your way to get when you could probably spend that $100 on something more, I don't know, robust? I've never really been interested in those like niche novelty console devices. No, so the way it works is like the crank is just another button input. Like the same way some consoles have control sticks or like shoulder buttons or like analog triggers or gyro controls, the crank is just the gimmick that is on the console. It's used to like, it's used for all sorts of things. If you go look up the games, they actually look kind of fun. But it's not something I'd spend like $130 on, plus games.
Amazing, Isabella. You raised the platforms. Really did it, didn't I?
That was quite remarkable, Isabella. Especially extremely well done.
I knew you could do it, Isabella.
Civilization that once existed here must have been quite advanced considering the mechanisms used on these platforms. I cannot help but wonder what became of them.
Oh, I bet there will be a clue to that somewhere up ahead, Professor.
You know, there seems to be a commonality with the professor exploring old ancient ruins. If anything, he kind of almost does it more than Laura Croft. So this must be the Seal of Despair. That's a big hole. You think that there's a bottom to that pit too? You think if we fall down there, we'll be safe?
You know, it's probably best we don't look down that bottomless pit. Not unless you want a one-way trip into darkness.
As I thought, this too is a puzzle.
Leave it to me, Professor. This bad boy's all mine.
Well now, it seems you've both gained some of Isabela's spirit. In that case, how about you both tackle this puzzle together? I'm sure you two will solve it marvelously.
All right. Just leave it to us.
What Pokemon game should you play? What haven't you played yet? If the only options left are like ROM hacks, I'm not familiar enough with ROM hacks to give you a proper answer. What if you tried a different kind of, like, what if you played something that was like Pokemon-esque but wasn't actually Pokemon? Like one of those Pokemon likes. I don't know, is there a Digimon game that plays like Pokemon? I've never really, apparently Digimon's like really popular as a game series, but I never looked into them. To me, it always felt like the rip-off Pokemon. There's a bridge to cross the crevice. Unfortunately, the pathway is cut off halfway through. It looks like pulling a set of levers can rotate segments of the bridge. Rotate the segments to align the pathway and find a way across. Oh, it's a luggage password. Got it. Okay. What if we work from this way, maybe? Would that be a good idea? I see. So none of them go to the bottom. So what if we did that? Oh, there we go. But none of these also... Oh, there we go. Can do that, and then hopefully, yes. Name Annie, I'll magically come with a media cartridge for it.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Miss
play
Moore.
Pokemon for the TI-83. You think
Just
there's
what I'd
someone did
expect
that?
From the Professor's Apprentice.
Did someone like remake like Pokemon Red for like the TI-83 calculator? There's emulators for that too. You can download an emulator for a TI-83 calculator and play the games that people have created for it. If you can find a ROM for TI-83 Pokemon, play that.
We did it. We fixed the bridge. Now we can go on to the last seal. Okay, time to focus. Just keep staring straight ahead, and whatever you do, don't look down.
Just make sure you don't go jumping around on that thing. I don't think my heart could take it.
Well, Mr. Wright, it's really nice and sturdy. Look.
Cut that out, Luke. Seriously, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
They're still full of energy, aren't they, Professor?
That they are, Isabella. Keeping our spirits up will bode well for an investigation. Come, last seal is just up ahead.
This is the final one, right?
Indeed, the gates of destruction will open once the Seal of Sages is broken. Seems our turn has come, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Oh, yes.
I've been really looking forward to this, Professor.
That huh didn't exactly scream, I can't wait to do this puzzle, Nick. Would you hush up? Hey, take a look at those two square recesses in that pedestal. It looks like they're there for some purpose. I wonder what it could be. This is a puzzle that cannot be solved by one person alone. I believe we must combine our strength if we are to have any hope of opening that door. How fitting that the final seal should present us with such a formidable challenge. Mr. Wright, I have no doubt that together we can solve this puzzle. Shall we begin? I'm ready when you are, Professor. Professor's a puzzle-solving expert. I just hope I don't slip up too much. Oh, there actually is a TI-83 Pokemon. Is there like pictures of it? Oh no. I wanted to see what it would look like. This looks like a puzzle that can be solved using C4. Yeah, if this was like in a Tomb Raider game, she'd probably just like shoot her way through or something. There are 4 stone slabs and a pedestal with 2 recesses. Each stone slab has a different symbol. Place a slab in each recess and touch check to make sure the seal on the door light up. Each slab will reflect a different symbol onto the wall. Find a combination of slabs that will correctly light up the seal. Match the snake images to those on the wall. Touch the stone placed on the touchscreen below and okay. Okay, so we can rotate the plates as well. Oh, I see. We just have to make the symbol. Okay, wait a second here. I guess we check, we can see it light up. So checks are free, right? Oh, we have to put 2 in for that. Is that correct? I think I see what the puzzle might be. No? No, it is, yeah. So you have to pay attention to the symbols or the amount of stripes on the snakes. So we've got the bottom and top, so now we just need the right-hand side. Oh, the right-hand side has 3 stripes. Left has 2, so that's gotta be it. Stem text would probably be more common now. Is that a different kind of explosive?
Together.
I've never heard of that kind of explosive. But then again, I'm also not someone that's going around looking for different kinds of explosives. Professor Layton, Indiana Jones, and Lara Croft, who's winning the arcade. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, that's the kind of like battle boarding I need to see. Who's the best archaeologist of those 3? I think I'm gonna say it though, Professor Layton would be the worst. We never see him do any archaeology. There's 1 game that's dedicated to him exploring ruins. 2 technically. 3... Like, ruins appear in a lot of Professor Layton games, to some degree. But they only really have a focus in like 1 or 2 entries. Otherwise, he's implied to be an archaeologist and a professor, but we never see him, 1, actually do archaeology, and 2, do, like, teaching. He never does either of those things. I think Indiana Jones might win, because he seems to, like, at least we have proof of him doing both archaeology and teaching. And I mean, I know Lara Croft's not a professor of any sort, so that's fine. But we only ever see her steal shit. That's not really something an archaeologist does. Also, archaeologists don't usually carry guns. So yeah, I'm gonna say, like, in order, I would say Indiana Jones is probably the best, and Layton's probably the worst. And then Laura's probably somewhere in the middle. Yeah, Jones would probably be the best. We're talking about, like, I guess if we're technically talking about maybe prequel trilogy / reboot Lara Croft, you could she might have a bit more of a standing against Indiana Jones. But even so, I would still say Indiana Jones is probably the best. Modern, like, grown-up, classic Lara Croft, definitely not. But if you've ever played, like, the prequel trilogy that they released over the last decade, there's definitely some moments in there where she does, like, actual archaeology type shit. A little bit. At least more so, I would say, than like the classic games, but even so, no, not at all.
Did you hear that just now? The door's opening. Oh, way to go. I knew you guys could do it.
Glad we got past that one. I wonder what's on the other side of this door.
Indeed, it certainly is intriguing, Mr. Wright. We do not know what might await us on the other side of that door. It's all right. I'm not scared. We've come so far and we must continue. We must find out what's behind all of this. Let's do it. Let's move forward.
Arguably, Indiana Jones is also a thief, though. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what exactly... Does he... Okay. Yeah, okay, the opening of the first movie is him literally going into a tomb and taking some shit and then running out of the tomb. But I'm trying to think, like, in the other movies... Okay, but he has reason to be going after some of this stuff, because someone else that's way worse is already going after it. I mean, if your choices are steal some ancient artifact from a tomb that you know is actually powerful, versus letting the Nazis do the same thing, I think your actions are justified. Like, if you're stealing something to prevent Nazis getting their hands on it, yeah, I think that's okay. I think you have the right to do that. British museums are full of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of museums, one could argue, can be full of like stolen stuff for sure. There's definitely ethical museums, and I would like to think that most museums are fairly ethical. But yeah, like the implication is definitely there. I mean, you know what one would. If you really wanted to be truly ethical, there wouldn't be museums at all, and everything would still be underground and left to rot. So I think there's definitely some good for museums. But I think Jones's actions are at least justified. Versus like Lara Croft, she's actually legit just stealing shit for herself. She has no intention of giving that to a museum ever. I think Jones at least has good intentions. And then I don't know what Layton does. I mean, he's probably the most altruistic of them, but we don't see him do anything that like is even related to archaeology, really. He walks through ancient ruins, but that seems more like a side effect of circumstance than anything.
This room. It looks like a shrine of some sort. It certainly is very beautiful. The light is almost unearthly. It seems quite unfitting that this place should be associated with destruction, doesn't it? Well, it's not like the rest of the ruins at all. Well, it's actually really well preserved. I wonder if someone else came here before us. Come on, guys. I think we can relax a bit, especially after that puzzle that almost made Nick pass out. You know, I honestly thought Bazella would come charging at us the second we opened the door and turn us all into frogs. Why, you're starting to give me the creeps.
So it looks like Bazella's a no-show, huh?
I suggest we scour the room for any potential clues.
Alright, what we got here? How about the pedestal? Seems like a good place to start. What's up with this pedestal? It looks a bit strange. It looks like something is missing.
It would appear something quite large once stood here, perhaps an object of worship.
Something large?
Look up there, above the shrine. What's that? It looks like there are marks all over the wall.
Whatever was on this pedestal must have been even larger than I originally thought. Seems whatever it was has been taken away for some reason. I wonder why. The inscription on the stone plaque could perhaps offer us a clue, although I'm afraid the words in this inscription are somewhat ancient. Well, if it's the same script that was like back in the hallway, surely he could decipher it.
So you can't read what it says?
It would be quite a different story if I were able to take this relic back to London for analysis. As it stands now, however, I may only be able to decipher a portion of it. Oh well, here he is. He's contemplating the idea of taking things out of these ruins, but in an educational sense, you know. He wants to study it.
Really, Professor? What does it say?
It seems as if the previous inhabitants of these ruins were responsible for this inscription. Well, the inscription itself would appear to provide yet another mystery to be solved. Allow me to read it out loud. The former inhabitants of these ruins created a bell out of pure silver as a tribute to the gods they worshipped here. So they made a giant silver bell. That's actually pretty impressive. However, when the bell was rung, it did not summon a god, but instead an evil demon. This evil demon brought upon this world a great catastrophe, causing considerable damage to the land.
Did you say a great catastrophe? What could have happened?
Those that survived the incident dubbed it the Bell of Ruin and sealed it within this very room. They then fled in fear of the curse placed upon this land by the demon. Inscription contains one final warning. To those who have gained entry into this sanctum, heed our words. You must not ring the Bell of Ruin. That is as much as I could gather. I believe the object that was removed from this shrine was the very Bell of Ruin mentioned in the inscription.
Professor, could this have anything to do with Bezella?
I cannot say for sure, Luke. After all, demons and witches are two very different concepts. However, perhaps there is a chance that the two are connected in origin through this legend. If put into a Pokemon tournament against each other, which Pokemon champion would come out top? Whew. I don't really remember the teams of a lot of the champions. I kind of remember Lance. And I kind of remember... And Cynthia I remember. Mostly because I recently played those games. I don't really remember Iris's. Or whoever the champion was in Black 1. And I don't really remember the other champions very well. Was there... No, there was a champion. There was an Elite Four champion in Gen 9. Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the champions. I'm just gonna say Cynthia because she's probably one of the hardest champions to beat in any Pokemon game. Origin, Professor? Think back to what was written. What followed the great catastrophe?
You must mean the curse placed upon this land part, right?
I imagine that when the bell was rung, it must have summoned something.
What sort of curse could have that have been? And what was this great catastrophe brought upon by the demon? Wait, could it be...
Strategy RPG Muddle of Tactics announced. You mean a tactics RPG based on that visual novel series? I've heard that visual novel series is pretty good, but I don't know too much about it myself. Nice to see you attempting to moralize theft after breaking and entering. Hey, we didn't break into these ruins, okay? The door was open, and we were handed the key. We didn't smash the doors. We didn't use explosives. We didn't have to dig into the ground. You know, the door, it was just sitting there. It's just a building. Could say a lot about those people that use shovels and shit to uncover stuff buried in the ground and taking it back home.
Fire that destroyed the entire town. Huh? Isabella, what's wrong? No, nothing's wrong. Are you sure? You don't have to put on a brave face for us. Tell us if you're not feeling good, okay? Yes, of course.
But it still has me wondering, what exactly was the catastrophe that happened long ago?
I can only think of one thing in the Labyrinthia that could be called a catastrophe. The legendary fire.
Of course. Both the Bell of Ruin and the Legend of Bezella must be...
Isabella, are you absolutely sure you're feeling okay? Your face has gone really pale.
The legendary fire.
Do you remember? remember now, Espella?
Who are you?
The demon founded Taco Bell. Yeah, so the bong you hear whenever you watch a Taco Bell ad, that's actually just the Bell of Ruin. It was all a ploy by the demon to just fuck up everything
Allow me to remind you.
through the power of capitalism.
Of who and what you truly are. And what you did so many years ago.
What I did?
Wait, are you telling me Espella founded Taco Bell? See, this must have been the first person to eat at Taco Bell. I mean, just look at that destruction. Only Taco Bell would cause that.
Espella, are you alright?
I am. That's right. I am Pasella, the Great Witch Pasella. Isabella!
And so it has begun.
Yeah, Espella does kind of look like a Valkyria Chronicles character. A little bit. I never thought of that before. But you're right. I think it's mainly the outfit. I don't think it's the end of chapter 6. I'm hoping I'm wrong though. I'm not wrong. The mural hidden under the great archive and the remains lying below the forest are from the same period. They both bequeath a record of a great calamity. I feel that someone's leading us inexorably towards the records under the forest and beneath the library. Seeing the appearance of the bell tower as some kind of sign, Belduke set out to reveal this town's mysteries along with the truth behind the witches. Surely clues to these mysteries lie here. The bell tower appeared in a fiery blaze, but no one has ever heard the bell. It would appear the previous inhabitants of the region built these underground ruin chambers to seal up the Bell of Ruin. They also left an inscription to warn others before leaving the area. The Bell of Ruin, which should have been sealed within the ruins, was missing. Who could have taken it, and where?
It was like Isabella wasn't herself anymore. Almost as if she was possessed. She kept murmuring, "I'm the Great Witch Bazella," over and over and over again. She took off running when we tried to calm her down. We tried going after her, but she lost us. We searched everywhere for her, the ruins, the forest, but there was no sign of her, no matter where we looked. We thought she might have returned to town, and if she did, the knights would be sure to catch her and drag her back to that terrifying courtroom.
How would she have returned to town? I thought the entrance to town disappeared. And they're definitely outside of town. We confirmed that in the previous stream of this.
Needless to say, we went back to town straight away to search for her.
Did we just like climb up the hole or something?
And then, without warning, Labyrinthia was hit by a heavy rainstorm. There was an ominous silence over the entire town square. The only thing I could hear was the rain. We didn't know it at the time, but that rain, it was a sign of the terrible things that were to come.
Okay, well we're gonna... we'll go a little longer. I didn't realize this chapter was that short. I originally planned to try and do one chapter a stream because it would actually let us go and... It would let us like end on the week before I would start streaming Investigations 1. But that's like way too short. That's way too short of a stream. That was like barely an hour 20. That's like the shortest chapter ever. So we'll do another one. I'll figure out what we're doing how we'll work with this. But we'll keep going. The toilet backed up. It was terrible.
Where's Estella? Where could she be?
There's no sign of her at all.
The ultimate shat trick. Right in the top of the
We're
tower.
the only ones around.
Did they miss the parade?
Professor, look at this! Look! It's a new story!
I guess they missed the parade.
That means that the parade has already taken place.
Anyway, let's read it!
The final story. At the appointed place of ending as twilight fades to darkness, the weaver of the story will meet the Great Witch for the first and final time. The concluding scene will glow in the flames of great magic as the teller of the story is silenced forever. This evening, at the final witch trial, the legendary Great Witch will be consumed by her own flames. The town, finally freed from the shackles of the story and witchcraft, will bathe in the morning light of the new dawning day. The new town will be aglow with freedom from the past and fresh hope for the future. Does this mean what I think it means? No way. That can't be. Is this what the Great Witch meant? Whatever the case, let's find Espella before panic spreads throughout the town. We should probably split up. If only we had some leads. The appointed place of ending. Perhaps this is referring to the town square, at which the parade always ends. Well, the teller of the story can mean none other than Espella's father. As for being silenced forever, this is almost certainly an indication that he will lose his life. In that case, Professor, the chances of Espella being at the town square are pretty high, right? Indeed, Mr. Wright. Let's head to the square and find her. Why did the storyteller write that the storyteller is going to die? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, he is a storyteller, though. I would think he just likes a really good story. You know, what's a story without a little drama and some tragedy, right? Even if it is your own. He's very passionate about his craft. He engaged in tax evasion, the IRS is auditing him. Now, if that was the reason, that'd be hilarious.
It looks like everyone in town is here.
It appeared that they all wish to see the final story with their own eyes. They all just want to watch the storyteller die. Professor, about this final story, why would the Great Witch Bezella show up tonight of all nights? 'Cause it's written in the story, duh. I've been wondering the same thing. She has never once shown herself before now. Perhaps the power of the story is such that even the actions of the Great Witch are subject to its control. And one more thing. Why in the world would the storyteller write his own death into the story? Indeed, there appear to be quite a few mysteries contained within this final story. Although I suggest we don't dwell on them for the time being. I agree. First things first, let's find Espella.
You'd better hide now, 'cause you know you can't win. Can too. I won't hide. You'll be crispy bacon in no time. Just accept that. Will not. You'll see. I will become a knight. If I say I'll protect you, I'll protect you. Come on, how's a little chicken like you supposed to protect me from Bezella? Just watch me.
Ah, young love. How about you, mysterious figure? Oh, it's just Tugget. But it was totally different this time.
Inquisitor Darklow was nowhere to be seen, and Inquisitor Barnum looked so agitated. And not only that, but they said this is going to be the last story.
Wait, you mean the Wii game from 2012?
What's to become of all of us from here on? How are we ever going to find a speller with all these people about? Look over there! It's the storyteller!
And now, the time is upon us.
I've been wanting to stream the Anodyne games. I have the first one, but I don't think I have the second one.
The time of release from the curses of witchcraft and the story. The legendary Bezella will appear before us, and the story of the longest night will begin. Prepare yourselves for the dramatic climax.
But that means we'll lose our storyteller.
Man, imagine if you had to think for yourself.
Heist.
There is
Imagine
no
not being
reason
told
for
what to do.
sorrow. My stories are no more than a peek at the caprice and irony of unfolding fate. We are all being carried along on the vast and irresistible sea of chance. I am no more than one person in the sea of people who are here tonight. No more and no less.
Oh, storyteller!
Storyteller! Don't stop writing our story!
This isn't good. It's getting dark already. Remember what the story said. At the appointed place of ending, as twilight fades to darkness. And we still haven't found a speller yet.
Hey, look at that!
Hmm?
Someone's at the top of the tower!
What? At the top of the tower?
Look, Nick. Someone's definitely up there.
Look, everyone! The great witch Bezella has finally appeared. The time has arrived. This story will come to an end.
That must be her! Can it really be?
The Great Witch Bezella.
You know, I never thought about before acoustic, but you're really right.
Here and now, my life
It's
will
like the
surely come to an
storyteller
end.
never grew out of his
The great witch Bezella
Tunibio
will
phase.
be apprehended, and true peace will come to this town.
Damn, I guess she really was the Great Witch after all. Well, shit. Looks like Phoenix is wrong to defend her. I like that he's just standing there and accepting his fate. Like, he could totally run. He could probably get away. People could probably do something to save him. Nah. Story says that he died, so it must be true.
Mr. Wright, there, follow me.
Uh-oh.
Espella.
So you were the Great Witch Bezella after all! A truly terrifying witch who would even attack her own father!
Get up! Get up and stand before us, Great Witch Bezella!
These guys aren't even guards, they're just a couple of nobodies thinking that there's something.
Spella. It can't be. Spella. There's no way.
Spella, are you alright? Spella? Are you okay, Spella? She seems to be wide awake, but she's not responding.
I don't get it. What happened here? Hey, it's Eve. Eve, were you with the Spella the whole time? Can you tell me what happened here?
What'd she say, Luke?
Nothing. She didn't tell me a thing.
Will you people keep your distance? I can't have you getting close to the Great Witch Bezella. Until the commencement of the final trial, this girl is to be handed over to the Knights of the Inquisition. I'm surprised she's even getting a trial. Like, considering this town's state, like, they should just throw her into the pit. There's no defending this. We all saw what happened here. Take her away. Sir.
Hey, don't you dare lay a finger on her.
Surely you must have seen her just now. Tell me, did she or did she not just summon a great big fire dragon?
But you still can't say for sure that Spella is a witch.
Yeah, because, you know, a normal person can summon a great big fire dragon.
That's right. So it might have knocked her out and brought her here against her will.
Well, that's ridiculous. We vigilantes were the first ones at this tower. When we arrived, this girl was the only person present. Only one of us would swear to it on their honor as a knight.
Things are not always as they might appear.
You've yet to investigate the scene of the incident, have you not? There's no need. It's obvious beyond a shadow of a doubt what has transpired here. Boy, get a move on. We'll take that girl away before she regains consciousness. But, sir, there seems to be some kind of commotion downstairs. What?
You take your hands off that young girl. I'm family.
Hey, you, cease.
You lot just keep your grubby meat hooks off my littlest Spella. Boss. Why, Phoenix.
We'll let this woman up here. Remove her immediately. Sir.
Don't you lay a hand on me. Take that.
Pocket flower. What is that? White powder.
That's my very finest white flower. Be thankful of that, you whippersnapper.
Why, you impudent, bread-brained baker.
Go ahead and draw that sword at your own risk, Sonny. I'll show you a thing or two. The rolling pin is mightier than that sword. Don't you have anything better to do than intimidate defenseless women? You dork in a tin can.
Oh, what is it with you people?
I understand how you two must feel, but may I ask you both to calm down a little? Professor, we're the only ones who can discover the truth and save Isabella.
Professor's right. We have to keep our cool and carefully plan our next move.
I know, Phoenix. And to think, the Phoenix I once knew could barely even plan his next loaf of bread.
If you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. Why couldn't you just leave peacefully in the first place?
Isabella, I still believe in you, my dear girl.
Take the girl away. That means now. I'm afraid, sir, that won't exactly be completely possible at the present time, sir. What now? A moment ago, that new recruit got carried away and locked the entrance. Currently, no one is able to leave the tower, sir. What did you say? That idiot of a new recruit did what? We've been ordered to take this girl to the interrogation room as soon as possible. The trial of the Great Witch is tonight. The appropriate arrangements are already underway in the square. I have several questions about this scenario right now. First of all, why is the tower able to be locked from the outside but not the inside? And second of all, why does anyone have the key if this place only appeared like a couple months ago, out of thin air? and no one actually built it? Was the key just, like, laying on the ground in front of the door for someone to pick up? We don't have time for this. Sorry, sir. I'll go and hang that new recruit up by his heels. We're leaving now and that's that. Bring that witch here to me.
Looks like they took a spell away with them.
Why does Professor Layton look like a Lego character? Hey, that's just the way he looks. You don't see anyone making fun of you looking like a Lego character, huh? Making fun of his head now? And why are all the guards named Vigilante? Because they're not guards, they're vigilantes. They just happen to be using the same armor, I guess, as a guard. They call themselves guards too, which is kind of weird, but, I mean, they're vigilantes, so they don't technically work for the city. Probably hoping to make a quick buck off the reward for capturing the Great Witch Bezella.
Made my blood boil. Happy to just stand here and watch her get dragged away like that.
Must bide our time, Luke. Don't worry. The time for action will come. Although at present, this place is still in complete turmoil.
Look, there are vigilantes and knights running all over the place. That oversized rustbucket said the trial would be held tonight, didn't he?
Indeed. That would seem to be the case, according to the storyteller's story at least. Your head isn't a cylinder either, though. Well, I mean, okay. Fair enough, your head's not a cylinder, but... I'm sure there's a shape out there that it might possibly vaguely resemble. Honestly, though, who knows what will happen this time? Well, aren't you her lawyer? Isn't that your job to know? The Great Witch Bezella used a spell to call forth a fire dragon which then took the storyteller's life. Could it be that Espella really is the Great Witch Bezella? Everyone in the square witnessed Espella summon the fire dragon, but we will not be so easily convinced of her guilt. Even though she was the one that summoned the dragon. So Layton admits to seeing Espella summon the dragon that killed the storyteller. But he's like, nah, she's probably not the Great Witch. Can't be her. I simply cannot comprehend it. Storyteller, can this really be a suitable ending to the story you have written? As a father, how can you possibly subject your own daughter to a fate such as this? Inquisitor Bonham, we have the Great Witch in custody. You took your time, did you not? How long is it now since the incident? Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. It took longer than expected on account of these incompetent vigilantes. They've only just handed her over to us. Your excuses do not interest me. You do realize that according to the story, the trial of the Great Witch must convene this evening, do you not? Yes, sir. Arrangements for the setting up of the special outside court have commenced. Ooh, we get a special courtroom for the occasion. Nice. I wanted to gain as much information as possible before the proceedings begin. There's little time left, so get going. Yes, sir. You're the Inquisitor Witch. Get moving. Stop. Do not treat the accused like that. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. But, sir, this girl's accused of... I know very well what she is accused of. But for the time being, that's precisely what she is. Accused. Not guilty. Inquisitor Barnum. This girl is not a witch until she has been pronounced guilty. Treat her with respect. That is an order. Yes, sir. Yeah, Barnum's actually kind of cool. He seems like he actually has a head on his shoulders, unlike literally everyone else in this town. He's like at least 3 centuries ahead of everyone else here. Spella Cantabella. I would like to hear the truth from you. Are you really the Great Witch Bezella?
I'm...
Go and prepare for questioning. I should be along shortly. Oh? Who's here? Inquisitor Darklaw! What did you just say?
I said that will not be necessary. You see, this evening, you'll not be the one standing in court.
What is the meaning of this? Who then? Who will stand in court?
For the trial of the Great Witch Bezella, sure it is only fitting that the High Inquisitor herself prosecute.
You're not saying...
I'm saying that I will be filling the role of Inquisitor in tonight's trial. Is that understood, Barnum?
High Inquisitor, just... what are you planning?
I'm not sure I quite follow. What are you implying?
I followed after you, and my pursuit led me into a mysterious forest. Upon doing so, I witnessed a most unusual scene. Several mysterious robed figures surrounding a character whom they referred to as the Great Witch. The Great Witch hiding behind that masked exterior was none other than you, High Inquisitor Darklaw.
That is a serious accusation there, Barnum. My Inquisitor. How very interesting. And where, may I ask, is your proof of this?
Proof? Well...
Did you not even remove the mask to confirm the identity of that person? Well?
I was unable to confirm anything. Thanks to your use of witchcraft, I was robbed of consciousness.
Is that so? In that case, Barnum, I'm afraid I will have to treat what you have just said as treason.
Oh shit.
And treason against the High Inquisitor means treason against the storyteller. You there.
Yes, milady.
Escort Zacharias Barnum to the dungeon for his crime of treason.
Yes, milady.
On second thought, he may prove a handful for the likes of you men alone. I shall come along and assist your escort. Now, ready the horses?
Yes, sir. I mean, milady.
You think Darklaw's a villain?
Nah.
I mean, you heard him. He has no proof that she's the Great Witch. That's treason. The man's throwing around accusations like that. Wait right here, Barnum. We'll take you into immediate custody.
I do not believe it. I will not believe it. I cannot believe that Isabella Cantabella is the Great Witch Bezella. That's... of all the times... Inquisitor Barnum, please know that it pains me to restrain the great defender of Labyrinthia.
There is no need to apologize. I'm aware that you're only doing your duty.
But sir...
Constantine, what are you doing here, boy? My faithful companion, Constantine. I'm sorry to say, it appears that your master has reached the end of his career. A great task has befallen me, but now I shall be unable to complete it. It's such a pity.
This is pitiful. The once great Inquisitor Barnum, conveying words of remorse to his faithful dog. And what, may I ask, was this great task of which you spoke?
That's simple. To find the truth.
The truth?
Until I met Sir Blue Knight and Sir Dark Hat, the question hadn't occurred to me. Is Isabella Cantabella really the Great Witch Bezella? Why would the storyteller write a story in which his own daughter is executed? I, Zacharias Barnum, as a defender of this town, must know the truth behind this.
I'll tell you one thing, Inquisitor Barnum. I'll tell you why you were unable to find the truth.
'Cause you suck.
There is one thing which, despite your great ability, you lack.
Something I lack.
What you lack is resolve.
What do you mean?
In order to find out the truth, you went to great lengths in following me to the woods. I don't reproach you for that. You felt it was your duty as a knight. But that's also the problem, Inquisitor. Why could you not go to such lengths when it came to doubting the storyteller himself?
That's crazy.
Oh, that's
It's
where you
not
draw
right
the
for
line,
a knight to
Bardem.
question the integrity of his lord and master.
Hey, isn't she kind of your master too? And yet you still followed her to the woods because you thought she was suspicious?
And so you failed. Your knightly pride was your critical flaw.
Huh? Critical flaw?
That tower, the one in which the storyteller lives. Perhaps the truth you were seeking could have been found in the small room at the very top of that tower.
How oddly specific for her to say so.
What are you saying?
In any case, at this stage of the game, it's too late to do anything. So I suggest you assign your unfinished task to that faithful dog of yours.
Yeah, get the dog to look at the very small room at the top of the tower. The oddly specific small room at the top of the tower.
Very well then, Zacharias Barnum. It's time to go. From this evening, you'll be spending your time in a damned dark place, deep underground. It might be a good opportunity for you to cool that hot head of yours.
To the dungeons with ya! Yeah, we finally made it out of that tower. I second that feeling. For a moment there, I wondered if we made it out safely. There's probably not much time until Ispella's trial begins. I say we look around for clues, so we at least have something to go on. Indeed, that sounds like a wise suggestion. However, if it's alright with you, I'd like you to take charge of this particular investigation, Mr. Wright. Sure, no problem, but what about you, Professor? Me? Why, there's a place of particular interest that I would like to investigate. A place you'd like to investigate? Where's that, Professor? Constantine! Whoa, where the heck did he come from? Constantine looks rather worked up. Could something be the matter with him? Oh, I don't know. I'll ask him and see. Ah, good idea, Luke. No, surely not. What is it, my boy? You look like you've just seen a ghost. What did the little guy say? He said his master, Inquisitor Barnum, has been relieved of his duties. You mean Inquisitor Barnum is no longer Inquisitor Barnum? But why? Apparently, he's been branded a traitor for treason against the storyteller. Barnum, a traitor? How very peculiar. This has all happened rather too hastily for my liking. That's true. Then who's going to take his place as prosecutor in the trial this evening? Well, according to Constantine, that'll be High Inquisitor Darklaw herself. High Inquisitor Darklaw? It appears this incident has taken a further turn for the dramatic. We would be wise to attend to our respective investigations without further delay. Just a moment, Professor. Well, it seems Constantine wants to tell us something else. I'd be very interested to hear anything you wish to add, Constantine. Well, it appears he'd like to show us the way. Show us the way? Show us the way to where? He, wants us to show us the way to the Storyteller's Tower. Storyteller's Tower? Why there? Well, according to Constantine, there should be a vital clue up there. A vital clue? Oh, this is most fortuitous. Huh? Professor? It just so happens that when I said there was a place I wish to investigate, that tower is precisely where I meant. No kidding. For the time being, everyone's attention is focused on the town square.
So perhaps it might just be possible to enter that tower while it's not being quite so heavily guarded. At least, I presume that may be the case. You may have just found a chink in their armor, Professor. Isn't that tower where Espella used to live when she was a kid? What kind of clue do you think could be hiding up there? Maybe the clue lies in the Spella's past. Constantine says he knows a shortcut. He can lead us straight to the Storyteller's Tower. Follow me, Sir Tophat, he said. Mr. Wright, I suggest we split up into 2 groups. Okay, Professor. Be careful up there. Don't worry, I shall be sure to return, armed with that vital clue. We'll be waiting for you. In the meantime, we'll make sure we're armed and ready for the trial. Mr. Wright, within the final story was written the following. The town, finally freed from the shackles of the story and witchcraft, will bathe in the morning light of the new dawning day. The new town will be aglow with freedom from the past and fresh hope for the future. If this story is to have the finale that has been promised, Spella too will bathe in the morning light of that new dawning day. I'm with you on that, Professor. Let's work together to make it happen. Farewell for now, Mr. Wright. Come on, Luke. Right you are, Professor. Come on, Constantine. Show us the way.
Yeah, Barnum just kind of got iced out of nowhere, didn't he? I feel like that accusation that she made seemed suspiciously harsh. Maybe there's a reason for it. Alright, let's start by investigating the scene of the crime. We've only got a few hours until the trial starts. That doesn't give us much time. Let's go, Maya.
Right.
Sure, the professor will bring us back something we can work with. Let's be sure to hold up our end of the bargain.
You got it, Nick.
What is it, Maya?
It's Espella. Her eyes are all funny again, like last time.
Like last time?
Yeah, like they were back in London. I mean, it's like she's completely spaced out again.
Now that you mention it,
It was almost like she was being controlled by some kind of drug or magic back then. Nuh-uh, no way. This is just downright disgusting. We can't let them get away with this.
Yeah, we're definitely on the same page there, Maya. Come on, let's get started. It's definitely a different color palette from the rest of the game. Yeah, we haven't really seen like a lot of Twilight scenes in the game. Like we had the daytime stuff and we had like the nighttime stuff. But never anything like this, no sunset like this. It's kind of, I like this background a lot actually. This is a good scene. I hope Barnum isn't completely gone. He has to show up at some point again, right? Well, they didn't kill him. They just, you know, sent him to the deep, damp, dark dungeon. Alright, let's go check out the bell tower. There was at least one item at the top of the bell tower that I'd like to investigate.
Figures. There's still a ton of people around.
Well, considering what happened, I guess it's only natural. Seem to be fewer knights, though.
Nick, look out!
Make way! Make way! Oh my god. Ouch. You wimp. How could you be sent flying by a little bump like that? Oh, excuse me.
So he knocks me over and I get yelled at?
Yeah, that's fair.
I gotta say, Nick, I think you just set a new record for the most super dramatic fall ever.
Oh, come on, Maya. What do you expect when someone in a metal suit bumps into someone in a cloth suit? What are you two doing here anyway? This area's supposed to be off limits to the likes of you.
Well, you see, we're the ones defending Espella Cantabella.
Then you must be the Sir Blue Knight that all of the town is talking about.
He sure is. Bluest knight in all the land.
That's right. I'm the Blue Knight. You look a little green for a knight, if you ask me.
Thanks? Well, feel free to investigate the area. Over in the square, they're setting up the special outside court to be used in the upcoming trial. We vigilantes are spread thin guarding here, so do your best to keep out of our way.
You think that maybe the court hired the vigilantes because they didn't have enough guards for some reason? Like, they're just very short-staffed. That could be a reason why they had them.
Well, there he goes. You know, Nick, you're becoming quite the celebrity around here.
I'm not sure celebrity is quite the right word.
What's up, Nick?
Looks like the vigilante that ran into me just dropped something.
What is that?
It looks like some kind of patrol record for the guards.
Patrol record?
Judging by what's written here, it looks like they've been taking turns guarding this bell tower 24/7.
You mean they've been guarding it around the clock? Why would they do that?
Beats me. But the important thing here is the fact that it was under close guard at the time the incident took place.
Oh, right. So I guess it would have been impossible to just stroll in through the front door, huh?
Exactly. Anyway, it might be a good idea to hold on to this for now.
So, anyway, where were we? Oh, right. Off to see the crime scene.
Better have a look around before another dork in a tin can shows up. Sound like a puzzle? It sounds more like a clue. You know, a piece of evidence. Like the kind you might submit in court. Looks like they've left the crime scene completely untouched.
And even that flower the boss threw at them is still all over the place.
Yeah. Still can't believe she took out on a bunch of fully armed vigilantes.
With only a bag of white flour and a rolling pin, too.
Just goes to show how much Patty cares for Spella, huh?
Of course she does. After all, Spella's like family. That's another reason we just have to rescue Spella, Nick.
That's right.
What are we waiting for? Let's bust out that magnifying glass and get this search on the road.
I mean, the game, like, it's untraditional, but the game does still have elements of, like, the adventuring sections in a Phoenix Wright game. As we're doing right now. We don't get, like, the pop-up of saying added to court record or anything like that, but the items we collect do still appear in court.
Hey, this looks like a floor plan of the tower. Hey, you're right. But I don't remember seeing it here before.
I guess the vigilantes must have been using it for their investigation and left behind when they hurried off.
Now where did they get their hands on this? I thought this tower appeared out of nowhere. According to the floor plan, there's a bell on the floor above this one.
Well, it is a bell tower. It'd be kind of strange if there was no bell.
Yeah, but there's no sign of any ladder leading up to the next level.
Or even a step ladder.
Does that mean the bell can't be rung? Anyway, Nick, this floor plan could be useful. Hurry up and stash it in your pocket.
Maya, I hate to think what you have stashed away in that spirit medium's outfit. Where would she even stash anything? Does that thing even have pockets?
It's called being decisive, Nick. Come on, we're doing this for Spella, remember?
Well, yeah, I hadn't exactly forgotten. If person A is killed by person B was forced to do so by person C, is person A or C guilty for the murder? They're both at fault, actually. I think, and so that's a situation that does happen in real life. And I think the way from what I've seen, is that depending on how how A was coerced into killing someone else, how much agency that they have over the situation is important. Like, if they could prove that A was literally standing behind C and like holding their arms while C was standing behind A, like A was holding the weapon and C was like forcing them to keep it gripped and like swinging their arm for them, you could probably get A out of a pretty harsh sentence, but I believe A would still go to jail because they did physically kill the person. I could be wrong, but I believe there's no getting out of murder, because murder is murder. Doesn't matter if you did it out of your own will or not. Like, even accidents. Think about, like, how accidents happen. Like, someone gets run over by a car or whatever. Like, if you accidentally run someone over and they die, you still killed them. That's called manslaughter. Even if you didn't run away from the crime scene. And it wasn't, like, really your fault that you ran over a person. You still did it. Look at this. It's a pendant. The leather strap seems to have broken.
Wait, I know this. It's Ispella's pendant.
I knew I'd seen it somewhere before.
Anyway, we should pick it up before one of those dorks sees it. Come on, Nick. Quickly. Just pop it in your pocket.
Hey, okay. I'm on it already. See, now I got the pendant too. How about this rope? That's important looking.
I wonder what this is.
Looks like a robe to me.
A robe? Say, this reminds me of the robes those weirdos in Eldritch Woods were wearing. Come on, Nick. Try it on. Try it on.
You've gotta be kidding.
This thing's drenched from all the rain.
And besides, it's covered in that flower Patty threw all over the place.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It does look pretty beat up, huh?
And that flower's not coming off easily. It's all stuck to the wet robe.
You know, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something weird about this robe.
Weird?
Remember when we first arrived here? I could swear there was nothing like this lying around, was there?
I'm not really sure, but I sure don't recall seeing it. This robe's pretty big. Looks like it would fit someone my size.
Guess it means it can't be Ispella's since she's small and aerodynamically built, like yours truly.
Anyway, it may provide a useful clue. Let's make a record of it for now.
Hey, get that soggy thing away from me.
Oh boy. Okay, Nick's already carrying 2 items. I think it's only fair that Maya carries at least 1. At least 1. Here's the bag of flour Mrs. Eclair used to hit those knights. Looks like it's still all over the place.
Boy, that boss is sure something, huh, Nick? Now that's the power of love.
The love of flour? One might even say it's flower power. Bag of flour was brought here after the parade, so it won't really be of any use as evidence. Anything else that's worth knowing? Oh, how about this panel? What's this? A control panel? I wonder what it's for.
If it's a control panel, shouldn't there be a lever or button or something? Wait a sec. What's that? There seems to be some kind of recess here. Looks like something fits inside of it.
Hey, nice catch, Maya.
A recess. I've seen something shaped like that before. The shape. It's Ispella's pendant.
You're right. It is Ispella's pendant. I knew I'd seen that shape before. But why? Why would her pendant fit inside this recess?
Don't ask me. Spirit channeling, supernatural possession, those are things I know, Nick. Well, seeing as we don't know, there's only one way to find out. Let's slot it in there and see what happens.
Okay, calm down. I guess there's no harm in trying.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Sir Suspicious Blue Knight.
Who, me?
Yes, you. What exactly are you up to?
We're just, you know, carrying out our own investigation.
Bah! You can't fool me. What thing is just picked up? The thing that, even as we speak, you are attempting to conceal in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, you mean this little thing? It's, well, I guess you'd call it, a pendant.
It's, absolutely nothing to do with that whole crazy incident just now. I swear Nick's attorney badge on it.
Enough! I saw it, all of it. Every single move, from beginning to end, including just now. That right there is one piece of evidence I was looking forward to coming back and picking up myself. I saw 2, me 3, me 4. Now then, hand over that important piece of evidence. Now. Shoot.
Oh, Ispella's pendant! Snatched away from us just like that.
I must report this to the High Inquisitor immediately. Me 2, I'll cover you, Chief. Me 3, me 4.
There they go with Ispella's pendant. I was totally planning on giving it back to her the next time I saw her. But more than that, I so wanted to try fitting the pendant into that recess in the panel. What now? No way is that panel just there for decoration. I better add it to my items for future reference.
Attention, everyone! The preparations of this evening's special outside courtroom have now been completed. Summon the High Inquisitor. It is time we prepared for the trial. Each and every citizen shall no doubt wish to bear witness to this evening's trial. Overcrowding is to be anticipated. All officers to their stations. Let's help this final court session find a proud place within Labyrinthia's history.
Nick! Looks like we're out of time, Maya. Guess that's the end of this investigation. You think we'll be alright? We didn't really have time to finish. Did what we could in the time we had. Let's go. I have a feeling this spell is going to be moved to the defendant's waiting room soon. You know, Nick.
Hmm? What?
I've been thinking. It's no accident that you and I found ourselves in Labyrinthia. Maya. The reason we're here is for the trial tonight. I know what you mean. I think so too. And I'm sure Professor Layton and Luke feel the same way. I just know they'll bring back a clue or two to save Ispella. Yeah, you're right. That means we've got to give this trial everything we've got, Maya. Okay, Nick. Let's go do this thing. You bet. We'll do what we can do best. We'll fight to the very end. For Ispella. Okay. Well, that will definitely be the end then, because I have a feeling this trial is going to be a long one. I mean, it's only tradition that the final case of a Phoenix Wright game is the longest. So I want to dedicate a whole chapter to it, if possible. So we're going to stop there, because I think the trial is going to be coming up very soon. But man, what a revelation. Now, that was what, chapter 8 that we stopped on? Yeah, that was chapter 8 we stopped on. So there's 2 chapters left, and I think the last chapter is like really short. So I don't know, I'm going to have to see how this is going to work, because if the 9th chapter ends up being as short as the 6th chapter, yeah, that's going to make it kind of awkward to stream. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. See, like, I wasn't expecting chapter 6 to be that long. That short. I was expecting 6 to be longer, because I was like, oh, okay, we've got like 4 weeks left. That's perfect, because Investigations comes out on the 6th. So, like, if the final stream of Layton was on the 3rd, then, you know, the next week after that would be part 1 of Investigations. But I'm going to have to figure out what we might do in the, I'll have to find something filler in between now and then, but Investigations will definitely be the next game. I don't think it's that short. Is 9 long? I can't remember how long 9 is when I last played this game, but I last played this game like 10 years ago, so I really don't remember. I expect the trial itself to be pretty long, though. Hence why we're going to save the trial for next stream for sure, because that's like going to need a full part on its own. I mean, pretty much every trial up to this point has needed a full part to begin with. Blow into the 3DS mic. You think I've been doing that this entire time? Me speaking has been saying off the thing. I'm sure that sounds great for the other mic. But yeah, so that I think that's pretty much like the last investigation portion of the game. And so we really only have the trial left, and then chapter 9, which, I don't know, Schwartz might be right, it might be long, but I don't remember it being anything like, I think it's almost more of an epilogue. Like, there's the actual epilogue, but I think chapter 9 is more of an epilogue itself as well. But yeah, look forward to that. This final trial is probably going to be a good one. I kind of remember the ending of the game, so I think I kind of know where this is leading up to. I don't remember the trial itself, though. But that will be next time for sure. I will be back tomorrow with probably the conclusion of Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. I don't think that game's going to need more than 2 parts. I did actually go and get some medals in the free play section, so expect we should be able to check out all that stuff at least, which will be nice. The trial is really long, but there's also a decently long section after, if I remember correctly. Okay, so if chapter 9 you're saying is long, then we might still have 2 streams left in this, which is good. Now, mind you, there is a chance I might be away for most of, not next week, but the week after. So it could work out that if there's only 2 Layton streams left, there might only be 2 more Tuesdays between now and the release of Investigations to stream. So it actually, me doing 2 chapters tonight might have been a good thing, because there's a chance that I might not be here the final week of August, or for like the majority of it. There's some streams are going to definitely be skipped on that week, but I will let you all know how that goes. It's not set in stone yet, but there might be a chance I'm away that week. So it might be a good thing that we ended up doing 2 chapters today. But yeah, if you remember how long chapter 9 is, then, and you're saying that it's also fairly lengthy, then that might also be a stream of its own. But we'll see. There's some like bonus content in the game that I wish I could have streamed, but I don't actually have on this DS because it required you to connect to Nintendo servers to get like a key for it. So the reason I have my personal save on this DS is because I thought we could use it to using it would let me unlock the bonus content that you unlock after you beat the game. There's like 10 mini episodes. They're like 5 minutes each that you can do. If I can figure out a way to stream that stuff in a jank fashion, I will. But similar to me not being able to stream the Switch stuff off of the dock, I don't know where my cable is that lets me collect audio, and honestly, it just looks like shit anyways when I tested the video. It was not worth the trouble. Like, you remember when I did that Wii U stuff? Yeah, you can't really, I have to do a completely different way to do a 3DS like that. It's not great. So I was going to stream those. If I can figure out some way to make it look half decent, I might still tack those on, so that could be like part of a final stream of this. But I think there's a high chance that those are just going to be ignored, because unfortunately, I tried everything I could to get like that stuff installed on here. In fact, technically speaking, I do have the missions installed on here. But without that key, pulled from Nintendo servers, we can't actually access it. It's just impossible. So I don't know how, I don't think that's possible. I even like looked online. I couldn't even find like a way to use like an emulator or something for them. Like, this content is just like lost, basically, from what I can tell. No one's figured out a way to access it after the server shut down. So, I mean, I fortunately have it, so it's not impossible, but it's gonna suck. It would suck to stream. So that's why I'm thinking I might end up skipping that, but that was like something I did have planned to do at the end. So we'll see about that. That might also add on to the final stream as well. But yeah, for now, that will be it for today. I guess maybe 2 more streams of this are left. So look forward to that. There's a chance that I might be skipping a week anyway, so we might not have like a empty Tuesday slot, which is going to be a good thing. But yeah, that was like the original plan, was to get like do enough streams of this, and there was like just enough chapters left to get up to Investigations release. But then I forgot that one of the chapters was short, so you know, that that's what happens. Well, anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with the rhythm game stuff. Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. We'll finish that off, and then Minecraft will of course be Friday. Thursday will be Superland because I didn't get a chance to stream it Monday, so there will be an extra stream this week on Thursday. So look forward to that. In the meantime, thank you all for watching tonight, this double length feature of Phoenix Wright. And I will see you next time.